Hi, it's Dave here. It's on the sales leader rule number 3, no mutual mystification. Accountability requires clarity of expectations. In today's environment, sales leaders aren't spending anywhere near enough time with their people. Now, if that's true for you, then you, as a sales leader, are going to want every minute that you spend with your people to be as effective and as efficient as possible. You want to ensure that we have set the stage with them to show them how we have clarity with every interaction with our buyers, for example. In the sales world, we use the Sandler upfront contract as a tool to ensure that we do not create an environment of mutual mystification. We're clear with our prospects what we're going to cover in our interactions with them. Number 1 is purpose. Why are we here today? And salespeople think it's okay to just jump into a sales call after all the prospect or customer agreed to the meeting. Remember, they often jump from call to call, so you must remind them of the purpose of this call. Number 2 is time. How long do we have? We agreed 60 minutes. Are we still good for that time? We want to avoid the typical response that many prospects give salespeople. Yeah, this sounds interesting, but I have a ton on. Yeah, can you write all this down in a proposal and send it to me? And then I can share it around. We want to validate the time so we know how much we have. Number 3 is agenda. What are we going to talk about? Their agenda as a buyer and your agenda as a seller. I want to get clarity on that up front. It's respectful for one, but I can also shift the focus of the conversation to exactly what they're going to see value from. People don't listen, they don't engage until they know that what's going to be covered is of interest to them. You'll also want to assert your agenda too. You're probably going to ask some questions, so be clear about that up front. You might be exploring some issues that they're experiencing with a current supplier and what they're going to do to fix those issues. Find the outcome. What decision are we making? What are we going to decide upon as an outcome of today's call? One outcome might be a no. It just wasn't a fit. There's a disconnect between what they're facing and what you're great at. And maybe there is a fit, but we won't be able to conclude today. So we want to explore firm future commitments to further steps to progress the opportunity together. Now, if you're not clear what you're expecting up front as an outcome of the calls that you're going to, and you're openly inviting, leave it with me and think it over. Let's bring all that back into the realms of sales leadership. You should be covering upfront contracts all the time. In your one-to-ones with your team members, use upfront contracts to start the session. In your coaching, same again. In your deal triage, keep asking, what was your upfront contract? When you accompany them on sales calls, check for their delivery of upfront contracts. Because if you embrace them and you reinforce them in every appropriate situation, they will develop the muscle memory to deliver them. Have the mindset to use upfront contracts in every interaction with your people. You will be better off. So will they. No mutual mystification increases efficiency. You can take that to the bottom line. That's Sandler Sales Leader rule number 3, no mutual mystification. Until next time, good selling.